We've played Pokemon Legends ZA for an hour and we're going to tell you all about it. It's Secret Rare, a Pokemon podcast with me, Jordan Midler, Tom Ryan-Smith and Nathan Ellingsworth. This week, we're joined by a very special guest, Screen Rant's Devin McClure. Devin, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Excellent. You're the highlight to me of every Pokemon event. Every time I'm there, I just see you floating about. It doesn't matter if I'm in the smelly London, smelly Paris, or slightly less smelly Anaheim. You're always there. So welcome to the podcast. Nathan, Tom, how are you boys? Good. Tom, Tom, have you muted yourself? Is this a red card already for you? I cannot.
Yeah, can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh my God, professional video producer Tom Ryan-Smith. Tom muted Smith more like. So Nathan, I'm going to you. I'm going to you
dice
first.
On screen.
I'm going to you first, Nathan. How are you? How's the new digs? How's life going?
It's going all right, yeah. Lovely new house, lovely newish dog. She's settled in now. We've had her for a good 6 months or so. She's living a life of Riley.
Cute.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, and I'm very busy freelancing around the world. You can now see me freelancing for Destructoid, and I've got some other bits coming up that I can announce as and when they go live. But yeah, very busy boy. And if anybody needs any Pokemon coverage, do let me know in the future.
Yeah, well, if you're listening, Johnny IGN, we've got a man here that can do your ZA guides for you. Here's your number one guide. Why can't I leave Lumiose City? But we'll get to that later on. Tom, now that you're unmuted, how are you doing?
I'm good. I guess if we're doing employment situations, I now run What Culture Gaming.
Congratulations.
And a wild turn of events from being unemployed.
So what culture?
The culture of games.
The culture? What's new in culture?
Yeah. What's that? Sorry, say
What's
that again.
new in culture?
Me. I
You?
knew. I knew, yeah.
Culture's taking a turn for the better.
Culture is now more ginger.
Yeah, good. Are you infecting it with more Pokemon content? Because, like, in my current situation at VGC, from when I started to now, the site's effectively just become a Pokemon website. So are you going to do the same for What Culture?
I'm definitely going to infuse at least the socials with some Pokemon side, but I will say words have been spoken about more Pokemon content, and I don't want to say more.
Oh, right.
Nathan,
you're clever. I need What Culture pun for a Pokemon. What Launcher? Sorry, we're moving on. Devin, where might we know you from?
So I am a senior writer at Screen Rant. I mostly write a lot about The Sims or deck building games, but I, especially as of TCG Pocket, because that's when I really kind of fully got into Pokemon more, have been writing a lot about Pokemon as well. And I was at Worlds. I got to cover that, which was very fun. Yeah, I'm just kind of, like you said, just flittering all over the place doing random stuff at Screen Rant all the time.
You also flittered, like I did, to the city of Paris, known for its seemingly constant riots at the minute. But in between all of that, they hosted a preview event, they being Pokemon, for Pokemon Legends ZA. We played an hour of the game. Just to verify, did you do like the 4 separate sections as well?
Yes.
It was like wild area, okay, excellent. Top line, elevator reaction. What did you think of this longer demo? Because obviously we played it at Worlds, but that demo was about 60 seconds long, so this was more significant.
Yeah, I feel like the two main takeaways I had from it were we hadn't gotten to see the wild zones in the one that we played at Worlds, so that bit was really interesting to see a little bit more of how they work, especially in their size and stuff like that. And then the other big one, because we had done a mega fight at Worlds, we had done trainer battles, so learning about the plus moves was the other major takeaway for me.
Yeah, I think the wild zone was the big question mark, because obviously a lot of the fun of Arceus was these big giant fields that are just kind of a total wild area, whereas in ZA it's pretty compartmentalized. You have your wild zones, and if you open the map, there'll be a list of like 8 Pokemon you can find there, which I'm kind of conflicted on because it kind of ruins some of the like excitement of what could be around here. But I suppose you're either checking the game or just checking Cerebi, so it's like 6.5. There's your mention, Joe. But yeah, I think the the demo was much better at showing off kind of what the game will be in context, and I think it's a lot more like Arceus than I was kind of expecting it to be. In terms of the catching of the Pokemon, it's the same sneaking up behind. It's the rapid fire you can catch without getting into battles. Alpha Pokemon seem like more of a big deal. Did you do the Alpha Pikachu fight on the roof, Devin?
I did the Houndoom, and he absolutely pulverized me many times. And now they can regenerate health, which I was so close. I had a sliver left on the Houndoom, and then he just went, actually, I'm all better now. So
not only can the Alpha Pokemon regenerate health, regenerating your own Pokemon's health and using items are on a cooldown, because obviously there's an active battle system now. So if they didn't have that in the turn-based RPGs, using a revive or using a potion takes up your turn, but there's no turns, so it's like a little bar, so you can't just spam it. But yeah, I thought that the Wild Zones, they're interesting. I like how they try to put Pokemon where you would think they would be, like the Swablu were all up on the roof, and the Magikarps in the little in the little canal. There will come a point. I mean, Binnacle just kind of like sitting out in a random alleyway is perhaps not. But speaking of alleyways, Nathan's own Trubbish, that's like a perfect example of you go behind a building, there will be bins. Oh look, there's a Trubbish. Like, I love all of that stuff. What did you think of the Mega Victory Bell fight compared to the Absol one? Because I thought it was a bit tougher. The gimmick this time being that Mega Victory Bell is like puking sludge at you and your Pokemon the entire time.
It was because with the Absol, it was essentially just like, here's a ring of badness that's going to form. Roll away from that. Just roll a lot. And that was essentially like the entire strat for the Absol fight. I think I'm trying to remember if my time ran up with Victory Bell before I actually beat Victory Bell. If they cut before, because the thing about the mega fights is they take a long time.
Yeah, they do.
They're very not dragged out, but it takes longer than you might expect, even if you mega evolve your Pokemon also.
It reminds me of not many people have done it because it's a pain in the arse to get to, but like the Arceus fight at the end of Legends Arceus.
God, so painful.
It takes so long to do it, and that's kind of the same vibe. But yeah, I think the idea is that you're meant to pick up like mega power off of the Mega Victory Bell, charge up, and then mega evolve. In that case, it was Houndour because of the fire type advantage. That stuff's fun. I assume that every mega will have those, but they've kind of been wishy-washy, not actually wishy-washy, the concept about which megas are coming back. But yeah, that's kind of the overview. Tom, did you get to play this in Paris? Because I know they had like the mall thing.
I played it at the mall thing, yeah. I was also in Paris for undisclosed reasons, and I played it in French, and it was the demo that you guys played at Worlds.
Yeah.
And the person who was teaching me how to play, she was also French, and it was her first demo of someone playing the game. So she didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I can't read French.
Did you just talk louder in English and hope that everything worked out for the best?
I made my accent more broad to Burnley.
Good.
And louder, just to make sure like she knew what I was saying.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was weird. Like, I enjoyed playing it, but I think, and I don't know if it's because I didn't know how to play it in that moment, but I was going through the streets and doing the ZA battles, and when I was in a battle, I couldn't really see the point of why I was running around. Like, I couldn't see why my Pokemon weren't following, because apparently I wasn't locked on. But what impact does the Pokemon following me have on the battle?
So
like, I don't get
you
that.
Use that as like a rudimentary dodge mechanic. So the best example is Pikachu has an Iron Tail. The Iron Tail has a very short, it's very powerful, but it's got a very small like hit window. Whereas if you run backwards, it looks a bit ridiculous because you're essentially just kind of running in circles while your Froakie desperately tries to catch up with you. But that's essentially how it works. It's kind of it's trying to emulate in the anime where Ash would tell Pikachu to dodge, even though that was never really a concept in the game, and then he would just do it and kind of break it. So that's
I love that in the anime. If Ash just started running around in circles in the middle of a Pokemon battle.
So you got to play this? Did you get to play the Absol fight as well, or just?
I did the Absol fight as well. Absolutely wrecked it. Wrecked French Absol.
What do you think of that? Do you think it would? And my thing is, I think they will be all fun to do once, and then that'll kind of be it. Like, there's no real reason to do it again.
it's strange that they kind of take you into a special zone, which is why it kind of feels like the Arceus battle, because a lot of those battles in ZA were in a space designed in the world that you're in the volcano when you fought the Arcanine and things like that. Whereas this is like, hey, the rooftop is now a circle with a big purple box of glow around it, and so actually it all kind of like really does feel like the Arceus battle, but nowhere near as hard because like you can stand further away and any kind of range attack it fires at you, it just won't reach. There's no issue there. Like, but also it doesn't affect you as a person as much. Seemingly, like, do you black out as a person in this?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. Like, it's very strange. I don't know. Again, playing it in French is difficult.
Le blackout. I think they say Le Noir. The thing is, though, that Absol battle, I think, happens around like level 17, from what I can remember. It's very early on.
It seems very early in the game. It seems like they set it up to be. It feels like an early part of the game while you play it.
Like maybe your first one, because they introduced like how you mega evolve them. You couldn't read the menus, obviously, when you played it in French.
Le mega evolve. Come on now. But yeah, I totally agree, Devin. I think the Victory Bell one from the B-roll Pokemon Center is like level 34, so it's like a bit further on. But
and they give someone to help you as well.
Yeah. They give a random NPC to just be like, if this wasn't easy enough, here you go. But yeah, we're getting in close. It's not long until the game's actually out. When I was writing my feature, I was like, how long ago did they announce this? This feels like about 80 years ago, but it was only announced in 2024, which is crazy to me. Like 2024 out this year. It's kind of wild. Nathan, now that you're sitting with two ZA experts and one French ZA expert, what are the questions you'd like to ask us? Because my brain, I can't remember half the shit that happened, so please jog it.
Yeah, so I definitely, I'm really excited about all of the new Mega Evolutions. I think the game's looking like it's running really well on Switch too. My biggest problem at the moment is my favorite thing about Legends Arceus was the immediacy and the way that it made catching Pokemon feel so satisfying. You know, I don't know if Legends EA kind of recaptures that feeling of just lobbing and lobbing and lobbing, or B, if obviously we've shifted now towards battles being the focus of this one. I can't remember who wrote it, but somebody said Arceus felt like Pokemon managed to recreate what catching Pokemon feels like in the anime, whereas ZA feels like what they want battles to feel like in the anime, you know?
Yeah.
And I love that idea, but I just don't think they're going to be as engaging as catching. And I'd love to be proven wrong, because the ZA Royale sounds really cool and the online features. But I want to know from you guys, does it feel as fun, or is there do you think there's more scope to, I don't know, like more engaging elements to battles that give a bit more fun, different elements?
I think we'll start with catching. You can lob. Like there's a lot of that. There's a lot of Bob Loblaw right at the start. But it doesn't, sadly no longer have the old Hisuian Pokeball, so it doesn't let a little bit of steam out when it catches. That's a real sadness. They should add the noise from the anime of like when the light would change color and like go away. That would be nice. Exactly. But all that stuff's still there. I was catching like everything in the wild area, because you can sneak up on things and it'll give you a little meter as to how like snuck up upon them you are.
Yeah.
So that's
how big do the wild areas feel? Like, how big are the wild areas? Do they feel
not big?
So
yeah,
one thing I will say though about the wild areas that I was surprised by is I wasn't expecting so much verticality in them. Like the one that we explored, I think it was Wild Zone 6.
Yeah.
Had a huge rooftop area you could get to as well. So it was kind of double its size, because there was the ground level of it and then there was a rooftop level of it. So that made me feel better anyway about the overall sizes.
It feels like there could be, and also there was some kind of environmental hazard that looked like muck or something like that down one of the little alleyways that we couldn't get past, and there was no clear way to interact with it. So maybe these wild areas get a bit bigger depending on what you do. But yeah, there's also, at the Nintendo Direct, this wasn't part of the English trailer, but in the Japanese trailer, they showed that there's like a catacomb element to Lumiose, and also part of the cover art for Phantasmal Flames, which is a ZA-themed set, has Gengar in catacombs. Like, so it's all... That's clearly a part of it. It just depends, like, if that will be one section, or I've always dreamed of there being some kind of like Tears of the Kingdom twist halfway through, where like there's a whole. I'm pretty sure we talked about on this podcast, like a whole ancient Lumios, like under the city. That seems like fanciful at this point, but
old New York in Futurama,
exactly like that, like precisely like that. So yeah, I think that the wild areas are a weird one. I don't know if it was just because I was so hyper focused on seeing everything. I felt like I sprinted around it really quickly, but it has a lot of fun tableaus. Like at one point you go into like, it's either a basketball court or like it's actually just like a Pokemon fight court or whatever, and there's Meditites that are like training each other and stuff like that. That stuff's fun. I hope there's a lot more of that. And we didn't get I wasn't cheeky enough to look at the whole map. You were allowed to look at the map in order to fly back to where you had to be, but I felt like if I had zoomed out, someone would have like smashed me. Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how big did it seem? Did it seem like there was like lots of wild areas? Like,
so I think part of it, I believe I saw 6, but other people, like, because I was writing part of my feature today, and people were saying they had seen in other trailers, which I didn't notice, but something like up to 15.
Okay.
And I know that they showed us very little about the plot at all at this preview, but I know an overarching thing is like making Lumios more like ingratiating Pokemon more and more so into Lumiose City over time. So I'm wondering if plot-wise, over time, they're like become more wild areas or they get bigger or something like that.
Because I think the wild area we had, I think it was 8 native Pokemon to it. It was like it was like Baneri, Binacle, Magikarp, Houndour, Houndoom, Meditite, Swablu, Flaffy, and there was an Alpha Pikachu, but that Alpha Pikachu wasn't part of like the Pokemon you could catch in that area. That was like a bonus extra one. So if you would have to have a lot of wild areas to fill up a Pokedex of what was it in the Arceus, like 400 or something like that? It was something. It was like
I can't remember.
Oh, Joe! I can hear Joe descending from the rafters. I'm pretty sure it was 400-ish. But yeah, they would have to either make it a thing where once you catch all of the Pokemon in the area, that like contributes to the redevelopment plan, and then you unlock more Pokemon. More Pokemon have appeared, and it just changes the spawns up or something like that.
There has been people saying in the trailers and stuff. A wall seems to be building around Lumiose Tower. And people have spotted that in trailers of like it's not there. It's low at some points in some trailers. It's high around the tower at other parts. Like that's an interesting thought. Like something's going on with the redevelopment of the tower itself, and if that plays a role in any of that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Joe. I was talking absolute shite. There was 242 Pokemon, and it's slightly different. But
next time I see him in person, he is not going to let that go.
I know he's going to be really, really upset with me. He was doubly upset that I played the demo before him. So ha 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 ha. Like even if it is still like 250, 240 or whatever, 400, there would have to be some kind of way for wild areas to change or for them to be a lot of them, because the map seems pretty big. I don't know if this is going to be like some kind of false scale where when you come out of the wild area, you're in like the public space world, like the marts or stuff like that, and that's just a part of the map. Like I don't know how big these little areas are, because we need to remember the bones of this game are a Nintendo Switch 1 game. Like that is something that I think people need to get their heads around before it all kicks off. Like this is a Nintendo Switch 1 game that runs nice on Nintendo Switch 2, but it's still a Nintendo Switch 1 game.
Yeah, this isn't the big new Switch 2 Pokemon game.
Yeah.
No, and that's Pokopia.
Yes.
Oh my god, Pokopia. Looks so good.
Cannot wait. Dragon Quest Builders 2 devs. Yes, please.
Also,
sorry.
Can we talk about Raichu?
Let's do this part and then we'll do the reactions to the next stuff.
Okay.
Because actually, before we get to that, there was a part in the demo where I wouldn't say everyone that is on my team, because I don't think that was covered by the embargo, but whatever. Everyone on my team had a Mega Evolution at that point. The only Pokemon that didn't was Pikachu. And I was sitting there, thick as anything, going, oh, that's weird. Pikachu's like the only Pokemon here that doesn't have a Mega. Literally, like 3 hours later, they announced it. And I text the Overlord, and I was like, I feel so stupid. And they just laughed at me. I was like, that's how it goes.
I would like to touch upon, just because we didn't quite answer it, how fun you think the actual small battles are.
The battles, right. The battles are a mixed bag, I would say. There's one point you do a promotion match, which is in like a an enclosed space. It's 1v1. It's in like a traditional Pokemon arena. Works perfectly there. It's like exactly as it should intended to be. During the ZA Royale, the Pokemon seemed to get lost a lot. Like my Pokemon kept getting stuck behind cars and random bits of geometry, and it was like some of these animations don't feel like they are purpose built for this thing. So it's a little bit weird. It feels like it can be very easily cheesed, like just as I say, running in circles and letting your Pokemon run away from you. It feels almost like, I mean, this would be an extreme departure and it would be practically Pokken at that point, but it feels like almost you should just be controlling the Pokemon, because they have they have the animation for, what's the name of that, like the buddy machine or something from Indigo, the Indigo Disc.
Yeah.
So they have the animations for that, but that would be a pretty severe difference. So I think it will be very hit and miss. I've already spoken to someone who played the demo and he was like, I didn't like it at all. Like, I'm really worried about it now. Devin, how were you feeling about specifically the ZA Royale? Because that was really quick battles. Like, you're in and out of that really fast.
Yeah. I feel like in general, both when I played the original demo at Worlds and this one, a lot of the times when I went into the battles, I feel like they happened so fast. I almost felt like I blacked out for a second or something, and then all of a sudden it was over, which could be that I am so locked in and like enjoying it in the moment, and then all of a sudden, like I feel like the promotion battle was like that for me. All of a sudden it was over, and all I had written down was I'm fighting a waiter. And I was like, oh, it's done now. It's where did the time go?
A waiter that has the elemental monkeys, just specifically to be like, yeah, we've got them back. We have them back now.
But another thing that I have liked about the battles being this way is there are some AoE moves and stuff that are really interesting to play with in a freely move aroundable space.
Yeah.
Like I remember in the I know you were asking specifically about the battle royale, but I mostly noticed it when I was using Gyarados, because he had Whirlpool, and it would just leave the Whirlpool in the world for a while during the battle. So then you could kind of try to use that strategically in different ways, like luring a bunch of Houndours like towards it at once or that sort of thing, which I thought was really fun and a good use of the real-time system.
Yeah.
The battle royale, though, my main thing was just that so many of the people were kind of stupid. Like they
to be clear, we were on like, it was like level like rank V or something. It was very, very, very early.
Yeah, it was like V going into it was W going into V, I think, was the promotion. And so there were people just standing out in the open, just looking around like, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Like just
and you get a massive
advantage.
if you sneak up on them, you get a massive advantage. Like you can practically like knock them out in one hit if you sneak up on them. So it's like, it feels like you will fly through that stuff really quickly. And obviously with the fact that they're starter Pokemon, or as in like the first Pokemon they're going to use is sitting next to them, it's very easy to line up and be like, well, I'm going to use you and ember you like across the map. So yeah, I would have loved to. I'm really looking forward to seeing the battle system when we have the full game and it's introducing it the way it wants you to learn about it, and you have that gradual progression. Like the first time I played it at Worlds, the Overlord was filming me playing it, and I was just hitting buttons because I had no idea what was going on, and they were like shouting at me over my video, being like, press this, and I was like, I'm like swapping Pokemon. Like it's pretty overwhelming to just jump into it without any idea. Yes. I imagine in French it's unbelievable. But,
I had no idea what was going on. Like we were talking to someone else. I was talking to someone like at the French event when I was there, just knocking about, who was one of the journalists, and he was kind of explaining to me after I played it, like it's more about swapping the Pokemon out in battle.
Yeah,
like you swap, like it's less about the attacks. It's more about swapping at the right time, so you're avoiding certain things, and it's more like that's a strategy than.
It's like Pokemon Go, the worst battling game of all time. You just swap Pokemon randomly.
Which is a weird thing to do for a Pokemon game, a mainline
someone
one.
managed to cheese it at Worlds, the demo that was on the floor. There was a much higher level fight that it was like a Pidgeot.
Yeah, it was a Pidgeot like round the corner.
To be able to beat, but someone through just cheesing, switching in and out really, really fast, like managed to abuse that system enough that they won in that fight.
So if you swap a Pokemon in and out, does the timer of the reset attack, the timer reset on the attack counter?
No. It's still doing a cooldown
really
while
hard thing to
they're
say.
back in the ball. I knew what you were asking. You still have to deal with those cooldowns and kind of balance if you're going to switch in and out everybody. Sort of that mental note taking as well.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of the ZA Royale, like as Devin mentioned about the verticality. To find all of the trainers, you had to like get up on the roof, and there was a random part where a spider's web was all bunched up, but if you shot it with a fire Pokemon, it would expand and like become a bridge into a new area. So there's little
that's cool
kind of bits and pieces like that.
Because that's my worry with the game. Like, it's just going to be all just the same city all the way around. But if it's got little moments of that to give a bit of intrigue, and like you said, the catacomb concept, if that's there, that's going to add an extra ironic layer.
let me consult my map of Lumios here. This is the map art they're using, and obviously it's like here's like red building, blue building, green building, yellow building, pink building, but you've got to imagine that within that it can vary it up. Like you go into one area and it's like, oh, this Obama snow has went mental and it's all icy in here. Like it can't just be city stuff. Like that's never going to happen. Like Legends Arceus was essentially just fields, but they mixed up by being like, here's the swamp one, here's the like the coastal one.
Yeah.
There's no way it's just going to be. It's just buildings, just top to bottom, just buildings. And I hopefully we look back and we go, oh, we were so silly. Of course they weren't going to do that, because you have to imagine, as you say, Jordan, they would have looked at what people liked about Arceus. You know, like gorgeous open fields, the skybox, and you know that sort of atmosphere and everything like that. And they wouldn't go, wicked, crush that into a city, and they can just run between grey buildings.
Yeah.
Are they going to? Is the climax going to be out of Lumios? That's my question.
At the top of the tower.
I think it's going to. Right, here's my prediction. Especially because that Donnie has the Mega Rayquaza sideburns. I think the end of this game takes place in space. I think Mega Rayquaza is going to take you up into space.
DLC?
Well, exactly. You go up. You smash into Hoopa. Hoopa flies down, and it's like, "Oh, we'll see you later, mate." I think I think they're going to do something ridiculous like that. The last battle is like kaiju-sized Zygarde fighting Mega Rayquaza, and you're just standing there watching it. It's like the end of Sword and Shield, where like the world is ending, and you're just
you're just there.
Any other questions, Nathan? Weird stuff. Before anyone asks, no idea if shinies sparkle or make a noise, because no one in our demo got a shiny. Did anyone in your demo? No.
Didn't see any or know anyone who got any.
They'll have to wait till Joe plays it again. It'll have to be Joe getting another bloody world first shiny.
He was fuming he didn't get one. He was absolutely gutted.
But no, I'm interested to see about shinies, but that'll come at the time. Other than that, no, that's pretty much it. All sounds, still not 100% on board, but I'm looking forward to it.
At this point now, I'm just so desperate to get the full game to like really like sink the teeth in, understand it a bit more, see what's going on with this plot, like see what the diversity of the wild areas is the big one for me, because you can make an RPG city that is all like has a consistent theme but feels different, feels like it has different areas.
I was thinking about Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man games, like they are just in New York City, and that's just buildings, but that works. So kind of giving that thought, maybe there is faith in that in this world.
Especially in even a city, like in Paris itself, like there's little Tokyo, there's different cities still have their own sort of smaller environments that are very distinctly different from other ones, just not like this is the coast, like you said, this is the fields.
I'll tell you what as well, it comes out 5 days before my stag do, so I've got not long to complete it and write as many guides as I can, because if I take my Switch on that stag do, I will never live it down.
Oh, come on. It's your stag do whatever you want.
No, that's terrible.
You can just do the multiplayer battles on your stag do.
Yeah, I'd be like, guys, you didn't bring your Switches. Are you mad?
And you'll need to do the multiplayer battles if you're wanting Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja, because the day after we did our demo, there was a Nintendo Direct where Pokemon Legends ZA stuff showed up. We weren't told about this at a Pokemon event. God knows why. It's just one of those. It's just Pokemon being Pokemon. So Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox, and Mega Greninja have been confirmed. However, they will only be accessible via ZA Battle Club online ranked battles. They will be rewards for Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3, respectively. Still not known how much of that online stuff you're going to have to play to get to. Is it going to be a case of just like, oh, play 3 games, doesn't matter if you win or lose, like that'll get you enough points to get them, or you're going to need to be grinding them out? Tom, is this Pokemon behind a paywall, or is this just annoying but perhaps less of a big deal than people are making it?
I quite, in a weird way, I kind of like it. It means you can obtain Pokemon in a different way. Like, we've never really had them locked behind multiplayer in this capacity. You never had no reward for multiplayer. It's kind of like the Fortnite system, I guess, where you play more, you get more points, you get the Pokemon, you get the skin and all that kind of stuff.
Do you think it's different because it's a form and not a Pokemon? Because you can get those 3 in regular gameplay, it's just the megas you can't get.
Yeah, I mean, I want to play it to know. It seems hard to judge it right now. If it comes out, I'm like, yeah, this is bad. This is not how they should do it. I'll obviously be annoyed. But honestly, right now, I'm like, I like the concept of having different ways to find and unlock Pokemon. That isn't just a raid.
Yeah, I was going to say they did lock a lot of Pokemon in the Scarlet and Violet era behind raids, so this is something different.
Yeah.
Devin, first of all, what do you think of the method of distribution? And secondly, which of the 3 do you think is the best mega design?
Ooh. I wish I had them all in front of me to look, because I feel like that whole Nintendo Direct was so rapid fire that
Yeah.
my brain did not.
Extremely.
But like Tom said, I think it's not a completely new idea to have it be, and like you said, for Scarlet and Violet, some were just behind raids. So having it especially be something that's not even the whole Pokemon, but just this special form of them, when there seem to be a lot of megas in the game. Still unclear how many at all, but there seem to be a lot of them. So if someone is really dead set on like, I am obsessed with these 3 Pokemon and getting their megas for some reason, if they want to get like how much is it for a month of Nintendo Switch Online?
Like £3 or something like that. Like, it's extremely cheap. I think in some, like, this conversation seemed to be split down the middle of half people just being like, I just don't want to play the multiplayer bit. Like, I'm not a multiplayer person. I don't want to play that. I want to get the Pokemon without it. I get that more than being like, I'm not spending the £3. Or I think you can get a month free or whatever. Nathan, what did you think of this?
I am absolutely on the side of I'm not sure if I want to play this multiplayer mode, and certainly not enough to unlock these mega evolutions. It's annoying that these are quite popular mega evolutions, especially because Kalos is obviously the reason they came from originally, and Pokemon's a single player game that people like to play for years and years and years and years, and I don't like anything locked. It's like time gated or anything like that, so people who play it from years from now won't be able to get it. People are still shiny hunting legendaries from Emerald and stuff like that, and I think it takes away from the timeless feeling of Pokemon games. And I get that you do have to get people engaged and you want them to play this new mode, but I'm against it. And what I hope it is I hope it's one of these things like with the odd amiibo where they're like, you play online and you get them straight away, whereas in the game you have to earn them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. I think the designs are pretty cool. Like, I like they're following the mega formula of being. It's weird because of megas and G maxes and V maxes all having similar kind of design language. Is hard to kind of quantify what is too extra for being a mega. But I like Delphox, like surfing on the witch's broom and stuff like that.
With the big beard.
I was just thinking that I do hope that even though they're locked behind this multiplayer mode, I hope they don't count to the Pokedex in any capacity. Because if there is like a reward, like in ZA, in Legends Arceus, where when you complete the Pokedex, you battle Arceus. If that's also true. Happens in ZA and it counts those megas, that will be a concern for me. I don't like that if that's the case.
I bet it won't. I bet it'll be treated like, I think it was Charizard in Scarlet and Violet, or it was Charizard in some game where you could catch it, but it wouldn't be part of the Pokedex. It was just part of this like nebulous extra thing where,
I know what you mean.
The original like Fennekin and Froakie and all them are in the game like base, so you'll get the 3. Like presumably there will be like a tab on the Pokedex that's like the Mega Dex or whatever. But I think even they would maybe frown upon the idea of locking because there will be some kind of completion reward for doing everything.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the 100% Zygarde fight, like the same way that Arceus
Yeah.
was the completion reward.
I'm really hoping we get something in Pokemon Home as well, because they've made a tradition recently of giving us rewards in Home if you complete the Pokedex. Like that's how we've got Shiny Meloetta and stuff like that. We still don't have. We've never ever had Shiny Hooper, Shiny Volcanion, Shiny who else? Victini. There's so many Pokemon they could give us. So I hope we get something like that from Home integration as well.
Well,
God knows when that's coming.
Speaking of Hooper, the Direct also announced DLC for Pokemon Legends ZA, which will see the debut of Mega Raichu Y and Mega Raichu.
I love them. I love them so much.
I think it's so funny that they were just like, I know that we said we can only do megas for final forms, but what if we just made one of them Mega Pikachu and didn't call it that?
Yeah. It's just Pikachu.
Yeah,
it's yellow.
But yeah, so Mega Dimension is new DLC that's coming in. I think they said it's coming like early 2026. If you order it at the launch day of ZA, you'll get like costumes in ZA on release day of October 16. But then the actual DLC is next year, centered around Hoopa and kind of like interdimensional portals. It seemed from the trailer that it will also have a ton of megas, which is exciting because we don't like to talk about the dark arts, but let's just say people knew a lot about a lot of megas that were coming, but didn't know about Mega Raichu X and Y, which may give an indication as to when certain information was made available. So if this is a whole new swath of secret megas, that could be very exciting. Mega Flygon gang rise up like that.
Oh my god, Flygon, please Flygon.
So yeah, that stuff's coming. It would be Mega Weavile, I suppose, but I would love that line to get a Mega. This will be another interesting way to recontextualize the city, because they say like in the little blurb, like wormholes are opening up, so it gives you an excuse to kind of do whatever you want for DLC. Tom, in terms of like the Scarlet and Violet DLC, how do you think that was handled, and does that give you like promise for this one? Because they're charging cash for it. It's a 30 quid expansion, so it's going to be something pretty significant.
I enjoyed the Scarlet and Violet DLC. I thought it was brilliant. I had probably more fun with that than a lot of the early games, Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah,
like the post game in the Indigo Disc, where it's just like everyone's got the mochi disease, and it starts dancing. That is some of the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game. And if they kind of bring some of that joy into it, some of that silliness, I'm so on board. And the whole story with what's his name, the little kid, the kid who's just an absolute bastard,
Kieran,
yeah. Like if you have another character that's kind of like Kieran, like where you're like, I'm actually invested in this story, because there are two characters in that Scarlet and Violet throughout the main game. It was Arven, and in that it was Kieran. And if they can kind of bring that sort of depth to a character in the DLC, that's kind of what I care about, rather than going around collecting at times. Like, as long as the story engages me, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to collect as much as I can because I want to keep going with the story. And the idea of the wormholes and whatever they do with that and wherever they go. But is it Diamond and Pearl? The one where they kind of go through all the upside down walkie stuff, or is that in
that's
Platinum?
Platinum. Like, if they have anything like that through those wormholes in a new 3D open world kind of vibe, that'd be sick.
I mean, it would be a good excuse to revisit like small portions of old locations. I mean, this is DLC that will be the first playable mainline thing during the 30th anniversary year. So if they ever wanted an excuse where you go through a wormhole and you're in like a 3D version of Ecruteak City, but you're only like in a little part of it, because if you go too far, people goes, oh no, it's unstable over there. Like, they can do whatever they want with it, which is pretty exciting.
I think you've absolutely nailed it, Jordan, and that's what I was about to say. I think that's what we're getting. I think we're going to get a little adventure around it. I think we're going to get a new hub area. We're going to hop into these ultra wormholes, and I don't know if they're ultra. They remind me of the ultra wormholes from Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I think that's what they're going to be. They're going to be wormholes to single encounters, and they're going to be encounters with Pokemon that either we've like met at certain points in the games and we've had a static encounter with, and then we have a mega evolution. Like imagine if one of the wormholes takes you back to Lake Rage and that shiny Gyarados goes mega. Like, you know, I think it's going to be stuff like that from the games. I hope so. Maybe that's my dream for it. But the amount of stuff you could do with like the cool Haxorus encounter from the end of Black and White 2, you know, make ones that make sense and go, right, let's make Mega Haxorus and let's recontextualize it and go and visit this. Like, I think there's so much fun they could do with that. That's my dream for what they do with that DLC.
This is what you do. You the last secret encounter, you go through a wormhole, Pallet Town, Mega Blastoise, Mega Venusaur. That's how you do it.
So, me and Devin were talking about something the other day, and it was such an interesting thing where I got so hyped that what if, like, the 30th anniversary, I was kind of more thinking of the 30th anniversary, and the conversation we were speaking about is why, if the 30th anniversary game doesn't have the normal combat system, would you still enjoy it? And that if it didn't, say if it had the ZA battle system, but at the very end, say that wormhole thing does happen, and the game ends, and the last thing you do to go through a wormhole, and your battle is against Red at the top of the mountain, and you go into the battle, and it dips to black, and the entire game you played in ZA battle style, and it just comes into turn-based
I just
battle.
get chills. I genuinely just get chills.
He's done it.
I'd be running around my room like the trainers in the ZA Royale. That would send me.
I'd love a Gen 10 that uses like the Final Fantasy like integrate sort of battle system, a sort of like real-time turn-based hybrid. But I think that's maybe pie in the sky.
Yeah, man. God, so when it gets to the fallow period and we start doing Gen 10 prediction podcasts, it's going to be my prediction of them reprinting Neo Genesis all over again.
I don't think we'll have that much fallow time, to be perfectly honest. I think we've had the fallow time, and now it's going to be ZA until Pokemon Day and then 30th anniversary.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be big old year and a bit.
Yeah,
I wonder if they like. So obviously, when Pokemon does events, they tend to tie events into kind of the games. So obviously, the event where you guys went to Paris to play the game for ZA, the whole new museum situation in London, the press release does say it's part of the 30th anniversary celebrations, or it's like the thing says celebrating 30 years. So it's a part in a way of the 30th anniversary year. So does that tie into some clue in some capacity to what the 30th to Gen 10?
I think so. I actually think that this event in London's getting blown out of proportion because
100%.
Because I was asked, I was asked about it, and I was told to clarify that it's just a shop. Like it is just a shop with merchandise that will be available in the Pokemon Center and stuff like that. Like it's not one of the. They've been doing more of these pop-ups like in malls and stuff like that, where it's like the art, like the card art and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that me and Devin like saw at Worlds that's getting like road tested around, stuff that you can see them gearing up for XP next year, like all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think Gen 10, obviously the Pokemon Day presentation is going to be like half an hour on Gen 10 because that is going to be, or they're going to do like, it'll end with a Gen 10 trailer and then it'll say there's a Pokemon Presents specifically about Pokemon Land and Sea like next month or whatever.
If I watch a Pokemon Presents that teases a Pokemon Presents, I'll be fuming.
We're getting to that. I mean, every single Nintendo Direct these days is like, oh, by the way, in 2 weeks' time, Sakurai's got 5 hours on this pishy Kirby game if you want to watch.
Cannot wait for the second Kirby Air Riders Direct to show us eight more Kirby Air Riders amiibo. 50 quid each.
Sitting there, he's chain smoking. He's like, right, here's the locomotion on Kirby. I think that the Gen 10 stuff is going to be, I mean, it's so locked up, and we've also got Lego to come. So
excited for the Lego.
A lot in the future. Devin, you're going to have to clear your Monday evenings because we're going to need to keep bringing you back and back and back for this
100%
this podcast. And Devin, have you got any, in terms of the DLC, what from the game that you've played so far would you like to see the DLC expand on? Are you wanting more fights? Do you want more exploration? Or you want a new location? Like, what is it for you?
I feel like since I know so little at this time about what the locations as a whole are, especially because we have a lot of crackpot theories about it, I really do like, because something that was so fun about Arceus especially, and I don't know if this will be a thing in ZA, but how you got the extra traversal over time with the other Pokemon. So I don't know if that exists in any capacity in ZA. doesn't seem like it from what I've seen, but we've also been very early game only.
You've got to be
if
able
it
to ride a Skidoo. Like, you just have to. As a Kalos game, you have to be able to ride a Skidoo.
If so, I think exploration would be my thing for sure. Whether it's traversal Pokemon or just some new way to explore different areas of the city that you haven't been able to. Even if they're just like get in the sewer, I'd be like, okay, what's going on down there?
I'm excited. Like, this is obviously complete speculation, but you've got to assume that in ZA there'll be some. I hope there is some kind of cool encounter for Xerneas and Yveltal. Like, that would be like post game stuff, you assume, because obviously we've seen Zygarde in the trailers and in our first demo, like the 10% version, the dog Zygarde he's been kicking about. So, or maybe they get held for the DLC. Mega Zygarde, Mega Yveltal and Mega Xerneas seems like obvious at this point, basically. So I'd like to see that stuff, but I hope what it's not is what I felt like the second Scarlet and Violet DLC was, where it was just like, it's just a catch fest. Like, here's all the starters, here's all these Pokemon you've missed. It's literally just like biomes to catch Pokemon, which is fun, but it's like checklisty stuff. I want it to be slightly different. And for me,
the end of that game where you go to end Area 0 again, though.
That was
that's pretty good.
Seeing Area 0 when I was reviewing that game before anyone had played it.
Oh my god, that reveal
blew my mind. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. Yeah.
That's some of the best Pokemon music ever done, because it wasn't Pokemon music. It was just something epic. You're like, whoa.
Especially because I'd like done the thing where you try and like Skyrim jump your way up to the top of that crater. And I caught a Garchomp. I caught a Garchomp there that flies around. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I wonder what maybe it turns out that's just a volcano and you can't go in there, and that's like a cheap way where they've cut out like half the map. But for me, the craziest one was when I was reviewing Legends Arceus. I saw the origin forms of Palkia and Dialga like before anyone had seen them, and I was like, this is absolutely insane. And then they leaked because the French pack art for Astral Radiance got posted online, and everyone was like, that can't be real, those Pokemon look ridiculous. And I'm like, that's gonna be a real problem. So I hope they don't show all the megas before launch date. I was worried for a while there that they were just going to reveal them week by week, because they were doing like Hawlucha and Malamar, which is horrific looking. That's like one of the creepiest Pokemon in such a long time.
I like the Mega Malamar.
Yeah.
I love Mega Malamar.
So much better than Malamar.
Looks
I don't like
Mars
Malamar,
attacks.
but Mega Malamar looks sick.
It's creepy. I'm a big Hawlucha man though. Hawlucha's excellent. So
I'll say it. I like Victreebel.
I also like Victreebel.
Really weird.
The new Victreebel is really cool. It's really fun.
I like
it's really funny.
I like that conceptually it's holding its like stomach together because it knows that it will all fall apart because it's too full. Like, I like the ridiculousness of that. So yeah, keeping some surprise. I mean, it's in the social media age, they will be all over social media the day the game comes out. But like,
Yep.
At least
like the blessing and the curse of reviewing a game.
Yeah.
Like, at least you get to know early and before it's spoiled, but also you have to play the game in like the most fast amount of time, and it ruins your entire enjoyability of the game to get it for embargo.
when I got Legends Arceus, it was like 2:00 on the day that it came in, and I was like, oh, I'll play this for a bit. I'm excited to see what it was, and I got so hooked in. I was playing it until like 5 a.m, and then the next day I messaged Chris Scullion, at which point I didn't work with Chris because I was doing this for Nintendo like freelance, and he was doing it for VGC, and I was like, oh, have you got that Legends Arceus? And he was like, mate, I was up all night playing it, and I was like, yes, I'm right. This is amazing. So
It's so good.
I'm hoping I feel that way again about it. I love the Legends series. I'm so glad it's back. It could have so easily been a one and done. I'm a big Let's Go defender, so I thought I was going to get.
I love Let's Go.
I thought I was going to get Let's Go again. I thought I was going to never get my Let's Go Johto, which would be fucking amazing. But yeah,
Jordan.
Hello.
I know two people in this chat who really want to talk about Pokopia.
Oh, okay, right. Well,
Maybe
you can get me Jordan Midler on all my socials. For the rest of this rest of the podcast, is going to be hosted by Tepig, while Nathan kicks off the chat about Pokopia.
Well, I mean, it was a huge surprise, and I'm really happy that we actually get some Pokemon surprises every now and again. And it wasn't like a sequel to something. It wasn't a new Pokemon Snap. It wasn't a Super Mystery Dungeon. We absolutely needed a lifestyle or cozy sort of game in the Pokemon franchise, and a Minecraft or Dragon Quest Builders like, but with Pokemon. I'm so on board. I love the creepy little Ditto person
Yeah.
that
Me
you
too.
control, and the fact that they learn all the moves and the abilities from the
Yeah, it's
Pokemon.
so
You go
good.
around. I'm so excited. And anybody who hasn't already played Dragon Quest Builders 1 or 2, but especially 2, they are phenomenal RPGs that also just have really good Minecraft-esque mechanics. I cannot recommend them enough. They are so good. They are about 120 hours long. So if you've got things to do, maybe don't buy them. But I love them so much. And that team has just really nailed like a smart way of embedding these minor mechanics with like interesting things to do, not just here you go, just mine away. So really excited. Hope they've created something really special with it. I don't think it looks amazing. I like the style of it, but I don't think it looks
it's
like
a cozy
impressive.
vibe, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
I think because it's obviously been is it Koei Tecmo is developing it?
Yes.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
I think they'll just be getting assets from Game Freak or creatures, and they'll have to kind of do what they can with those characters, and then match the world to those. Because
Yeah.
they're not going to be designing new, fresh models. So I imagine there might be a little bit of back and forth with how the world can look so it matches the Pokemon.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Devin, what did you think? You obviously saw it as well, the trailer.
So the whole time I was hoping for any crumb of Animal Crossing because it's been like 5 years now, and I am just the world's biggest Animal Crossing fan. And actually, right before the direct, Tom said to me as a joke, "What if the Animal Crossing news is actually a Pokemon crossover?" And then it happened, and I really was stun locked for a good couple minutes.
We were sat in the
Nice.
same room as each other when it happened, and like we were
Yeah.
sat across each other in different bits. And when it came on screen, me and you just went.
And you looked at me like you're a genius, like you had known for sure all along.
I was a genius.
The real
I
insider.
knew. Me.
But I think it looks great. I've always loved Ditto as well because they're just a
Ditto.
weird little guy. I love Pokemon where their face is just a weird, like
Yeah.
low detail, just a line and two dots situation.
Where is Nathan going?
Nathan's been possessed.
Wait, no.
Nathan's been possessed by a Ditto. For those listening to the audio version of this, Nathan's camera just swung wildly, and now a disembodied Ditto head is staring at us.
The Ditto has taken over the podcast for Nathan now.
That's my fault. Sorry, I forgot my camera does that.
The way you're looking over the camera now, you remember the neighbour from Home Improvements.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Calm down. You can do it. I don't know how to turn it off now.
No, it's fine.
All I wanted to do was get my Ditto. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disrupt it.
We've only got another hour on Pokopia, so so the Pokopia thing is weird to me because I will probably almost certainly play this, but when it started I was like, is this going to fall into the same category as Sorry Joe Cafe Remix and
Yeah.
what the hell is the name of
Yeah.
that one with the plush in it? That's like the phone one where you're collecting
The new
fluff.
one,
Yeah.
Pokemon Friends?
Yeah.
Or...
Oh yeah.
There is a tier of Pokemon game that I'm just it's not for me. But the Dragon Quest Builders thing to me, it was also like, oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting departure given the license to other people. Like Game Freak must be pretty confident in them to be like have the keys to the kingdom. So yeah.
I have a weird thing though. Why was Pokopia and Raichu X and Y and Mega Dimension not announced in the Pokemon Presents?
Yeah.
Like, why was it just
Not
randomly?
long
in this
ago, was
direct?
it? Not long ago.
No.
The Pokemon Company moves in mysterious ways.
And that was an hour-long direct with a Mario Anniversary direct at the beginning of the direct.
I
The
mean,
double direct.
they announced multiple Mega Pokemon since the last Pokemon Presents, and they had the closing ceremony of Worlds and all of these different times just to announce random stuff. Like, by the way,
we got a new Mario game.
Watching Pokemon announcements with a big crowd of people, top 10 experiences of my entire
Yeah.
life.
I
It was
bet.
crazy. It was like a football match.
So
like
good.
people were going absolutely mental.
Sorry, can I just, one thing that's not Pokemon related. When they did the Mario Direct bit of the section, and they went, and finally, our last Mario game, Yoshi.
Yep.
It was the most like, what?
Not a Mario
It's
game.
not Mario, mate. That's
That's
his
not
dog.
Mario, mate.
He's a friend.
Yeah.
To
Mario
celebrate the
adjacent.
40th anniversary of Mario, here's Yoshi.
Yeah, we got that and Super Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 Remaster Edition Baby Bell Park, or whatever it is. And it's great. Wicked. Thanks, Mario.
Before we go, we've got a little time for some bragging from JJM. Of course we do. It's my podcast.
Yeah.
Recently dropped on the Pokemon Center a Mega Evolution Phantasmal Flame. Got my Pokemon Center ETBs. Thank you very much.
Shut up.
Thank you.
I tried.
It was 2 per person, so
failed.
somehow I managed to get them. Got my booster box, got the whole lot. So very happy. I've now discovered that a local boss man has started stocking Pokemon cards, and he sent me a list of what he's got getting in, and I can just pick and choose, and he'll keep it aside for me. So I might have to pay him large amounts of money on the side to keep that going. But in the modern era, you've got to.
Because I'm moving to Newcastle soon to be near the What Culture offices. Like, very soon I'm moving to Newcastle, which is terrifying. There's a new shop in town, which is Pokemon related. Like Pokemon cards. I'm like, can I just use like, hey, I run What Culture Gaming. Can we be friends? Yeah. Can you save me a box?
never talking.
Sick. Get that sponsorship.
Never talking.
Yeah.
Me and Tom are going to have to cobble together and get Nathan a first edition base set booster box for his wedding present. So we'll talk about that.
Yes.
Off stream. It might be fake.
The amount I'm paying for a moving company to move my entire life to Newcastle, I cannot afford that.
Well, put that on the back burner. Our boy's getting married. Okay, he was getting married before you were moving, mate. So priority number one. Thank you.
Yeah.
Devin, thank you very much for joining us. Devin, where can we find your socials? You're on Screen Rant. Tell us, promote yourself right now.
So, my socials on all social media is Lil, like LAL _kombucha, because that is once what a friend said my rapper name would be, because I really like kombucha. And I'm also on screenrant.com there's a new Sims EP coming out on October 2nd that I will be reviewing. So that will be dropping along with any other insane features I write about that. And yeah, I'm always posting stuff on my author page on Screen Rant.
Nice. Nathan, where can we find you, though?
You can find me on the internet at Nate and Destroy or Nathan Ellingsworth. You can find my words in Destructoid, where I recently reviewed Hollow Knight Silk Song. You can find my words in Nintendo Life, where I recently reviewed Lego Voyagers. And also, I have started a Pokemon newsletter where I send out every Monday or Tuesday, depending how busy I am, all of the week's news and a little roundup of things like that. It's called the Goldenrod Gazette, and I share it online all the time.
Nice.
It's very good.
Tom, where can we find you on socials? What websites have you taken over recently?
So you can find me at Monkey Nuke everywhere, pretty much. Also, my account Nuke Pop I created a while ago to help me get jobs. But now I have a job at What Culture Gaming, so you can find me there, and I will be appearing on videos, and I've appeared in a video that was released the other day, which is very exciting.
Very nice. I'm Jordan Midler everywhere. Get to know it. VGC, best website on earth, etc. And so on. We will be back in the future. It's ZA time soon. We're going to be covering that to death. There will perhaps be an awkward time where I'm not allowed to talk about ZA, but once we're through that, we'll be sure to be back with all the ZA coverage. Devin, say goodbye.
See ya.
Say goodbye, Nathan.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Tom.
Bye.
And we'll see you next time. Tom, take us home.
I hate it.
Why?
He does it
Why not?
He does it every time.
Why not? That's a Pokemon. Bye.